So, what we're talking about, if you haven't figured it out, we're doing another buzzsaw. Recap buzzsaw. We're doing the Ravens at the Lions.
Yep.
It was a 1917 game.
And was it 1917 or the score? The score was 1917.
Yeah. It was a good year. Well, that was a
Wild
good year.
Wild West.
That was a great year.
Yeah, it was a good year.
But it was also a game that ended on the longest field goal ever made.
Yeah. And it was a walk-off field goal. So
by the greatest kicker of all time.
Yeah, and real quick on that, we were just discussing the fact that the play before, there was 4 seconds left. And then pretty much Lamar was just throwing it away. I don't even know why they ran that play. It was maybe 5 seconds. And the play clock was at 0 for a solid 2 seconds, second and a half. It was over a second. And if they, call that penalty, then it's a 71-yarder. They don't attempt. And unfortunately, Lamar Jackson doesn't have any arms. He's armless. He could not throw the ball that far in the end zone. Game's over.
Can I tell you my macro? What I'm disappointed in general about is the fact that it seems like the Lions have become you guys are all about effort, like I was saying earlier. And to me, I don't like the fact that the public's having that favor because that's going to hurt the Lions in the future.
It will.
Not the Lions, but the Lions line in the future. Because
Lions
to me,
line.
I was always like, they're going to be competitive in every single game.
They have been.
So now the Bears.
They got blown out in the Packers game, but they were winning that game at half in Green Bay.
They should they covered 2 out of 1 games. They should have covered that. Yeah. They were up at half.
They could be 2. Well, no,
2 fumbles. They should have covered every single game.
All right, some fantasy stuff, some stuff to dive into here. We're gonna start with the Ravens. So Tyson Williams, everyone's sweetheart, didn't have a great game. He played 50% of the snaps.
Yeah. And
Latavius Murray's eating in. Devontae Freeman. That's just a 3-headed backfield that's trash.
Do you have a preference on?
Tyson Williams had 5 carries for 22 yards, and he did not have a catch. So 2.2 fantasy points in PPR. He played 50% of the snaps. Lat Murray played 33%, and he went 7 for 28. And Freeman had 3 for 8 on 16% of the snaps. So I have right here that Tyson Williams is a sell. I don't know what you can get for him, but he's still going to lead the backfield. But what does that mean? Yeah. I don't like it. People are like, he catches passes. Well, guess what? Nobody that plays with Lamar Jackson catches passes. Just because he had the first couple games, come on, man. Sell. All that backfield. We missed you, Gus. Get well, Gus. J.K. Dobbins, goddamn, shed a tear, pour one out, whatever the fuck they do.
Yeah, real quick. So my take on the Ravens backfield is Tyson Williams was a necessity play because they had just signed guys like
they were ready.
So to me, Latavius Murray moving forward is to me the clear guy they trust.
Yeah.
Every time it's a 4th down, like he's always the guy. Yeah. He's always in there. Mm-hmm. So as he gets acclimated to the playbook, as he gets acclimated with his teammates, I think Latavius Murray is the guy to own moving forward.
I'd agree.
Tyson Williams is a more upside guy.
So wide receivers wise, Sammy Watkins played 79% of the snaps. He had 7 targets, 4 for 68. Had one of them. A really big 4th down play though. It was like 4th and 17. I've never seen Lamar convert a play like that. So he's the guy they trust. Now Whoopi Goldberg, Marquise Brown
could have had a game.
He dropped 3 touchdowns.
Could have had a game.
3 touchdowns. One was a 50-yard bomb. That's the easiest. Like one of the other ones was like tougher.
You scored 195
with Whoopi in my lineup.
With Whoopi dropping 3 touchdowns.
And you have
scored
230.
A ridiculous amount. It's
so he had 7 targets, 3 for 53, including 3 drops.
If you don't think he's hurting, so don't worry about that.
But I'm not worried because after it happened, this was the third one was a 50-yard bomb. They know he's the only playmaker in that offense. Like, okay, Sammy Watkins, I like it, but
I'm not going to sit here and
Marquise
pretend.
Brown's
I'm not going to pretend like he's
right?
as big of a playmaker as
he's the Deshaun Jackson, but he also has made some nice intermediate plays this year. Remember the first game he had that shoestring catch? Like he's getting better.
I'm more than willing to admit that Marquise Brown is their offense. Mm-hmm. I think more so.
Mark Andrews too, but
I think more so than anyone else. Like even more so than Lamar Jackson.
He's the most valuable player.
I think Marquise Brown. Yeah.
They need him. Without him, they have nothing. Right? They have no one to go downfield.
I was expecting Sammy Watkins to be a little more hungry. It doesn't seem like he.
No, he's just more of the possession receiver, which is fine.
But
third down guy.
Regardless, no. excited about Hollywood Brown, Hollywood Whoopi.
Yeah.
His potential going forward, his involvement currently.
Don't let the drops.
Sammy's nice, but like 4 catches a game.
Sammy's a wide receiver 3. So I did some research here, and I always prepare. I work a 12-hour day. On my breaks, I'm just doing research for the pod. Let's go, man. Double duty, right? Start subscribing so I can make some money on this, please. So Sammy played 79. Whoopi played 67. The Devin Duvernay's are 3 right now. He played 57. Now, Rashad Bateman is coming back soon. He's a rookie. We don't know what to expect there. It's not going to eat into the top 2 guys at all. It's going to take into Duvernay's role. So if you remember, everyone was drafting Whoopi Goldberg real early last year.
Yeah.
It's just so funny to say that. And he sucked the first 10 weeks.
Well,
right?
after the success of Sister Act 1,
you
might as well Sister Act 2, dude. I mean, it's a cash cow.
So he really flopped, and he was getting drafted in like the 4th or 5th round last year. Remember?
Well, this is the
I
have something to say about it.
So the crazy thing is, I looked into like he had a nice ending. He had like I think it was 5 games in a row with a touchdown. Right? Might have been it might have been the last 6 games he had a touchdown. So I have it written down here. He had 8 touchdowns.
Oh, at the end of the season, right?
Yeah. Okay, and in the playoffs, he didn't have a touchdown. I'm just going regular season, but he had like 8 for 103 and like 7 for 90. It was a playoff game with solid games, just no touchdowns.
I remember.
And then he caught a touchdown in the first 2 games. So his last 8 regular season games, up until this last week, 8 touchdowns.
Yep.
And he dropped 3 touchdowns in this game. So I have fucking Whoopi as a bye because apparently he scored a touchdown every game. He should have had 2, maybe 3 this game. So as long as he doesn't get benched,
you're
doubling
down,
dude,
right?
all day, man. Yeah. He looks good.
Yeah.
He's going to learn from that. Don't take your fucking eye off the ball, Whoopi.
All right. But in the grand scheme, if you're talking running backs, your personal opinion on the running back situation there. Who do you like long for the rest of the season?
None.
Okay.
None.
So you're selling them all. They're emergencies.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of Whoopi, Sammy Watkins have any interest to you?
Yeah.
Legit. Like.
Yeah. If I
why
can
would
cheat.
you 3?
Yeah, more like 3 or 4.
Toss into a trade.
I trust him in my lineup to get me 9 points. Right? And he's going to catch some touchdowns for sure.
He's a placeholder.
You know?
He's a placeholder.
Yeah, he's fine, dude. He
No,
looks good.
That's fine.
He looks good.
He's a placeholder.
And so Mark Andrews, I also have as a buy low.
That's what I was gonna.
He's been rough, man. He
was leading up to him.
Oh, he actually had 5 for 109, 7 targets. That was his good game.
But he's a touchdown guy, and that's why I think people are worried.
He has had.
But here's why I'm encouraged. The fact that Andrews doesn't have that many touchdowns is that the receivers aren't getting that many touchdowns.
Right.
The fact that it's all the running backs.
Mm-hmm.
It's all the running backs or Lamar or the defense. Mm-hmm. So those touchdowns will eventually come.
Yeah.
So the fact that he's not getting them now, I agree with you. He's by low.
For sure, because you're gonna have some frustrated owners. Real quick on the Lions, they're feisty. They're doing well. So Swift had a nice game. I mean, he's
top 5 running back in fantasy.
He needs to get more run. And Jamal had a nice game too.
Oh, top 12 running back. Fantasy.
They're using only the running backs because their wide receivers are doing dick.
Wow.
Dick, dude.
See if this is doing all right.
I'm not saying they're not doing anything. They're all on the bench getting dick down.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not a good sight. That bench, bro. I feel like gay porn it is, but so Swift played 56%. Williams played 49%. It's going to be that 55-45 split. But
that's not a split that matters to me.
No, because they're running a lot of snaps because they're always behind.
It's like Chubb and Hunt.
Right, but Swift has the. Actually, I'm going to go more of Kamara versus Lat Murray, with Williams being a little better than Lat Murray and Swift being a little worse than Kamara. Obviously, because it's fucking Alvin Kamara.
Yep. I'm going to go with a different take. I'm going to go with the new future of the NFL is what we're watching now is Chubb, Hunt, Swift, Jamal.
Yeah, I like it.
You're going to look for running backs that can combine for 3,000 yards total. You know, like if you can get 2 running backs that can combine for 2,500 yards total, that's the future of the NFL. Plus a young rookie, like a young quarterback. Yeah.
So wide receiver wise, it's trash. I didn't realize it's actually Khalif Raymond. I have the snapshot here. Raymond 75, Stephen 71, and St. Brown 43. St. Brown has not performed, and I was pretty high on him going in. I felt like he was gonna. I felt like he was gonna fill the slot role and get more targets. But Raymond had 10 targets, 6 for 68, which he was on the Titans last year. He's kind of a big play guy.
I feel like he's kind of getting some run.
Yeah.
And you do not want to be starting Raymond, but if you're in a pinch, if you're, if you had Sterling Shepard or you had fucking T. Higgins on your team, guy to maybe keep on the radar, right?
Someone, but I'm saying in a macro sense, would you agree or disagree that the Lions offense is twice as good as you thought they were going to be? Instead of them averaging 15 points like you thought, they're averaging closer to 30.
No,
they have. There's a lot more opportunities. Is what I'm asking. Maybe not twice as good.
The points per game isn't, but the opportunity for fantasy is, because the players that we need, right? Because it's Hawkinson. It's the hierarchy, right? It's not spread around. It's the running backs. It's Hawkinson. That's it. Which is what we want. We don't want the fucking.
Cephas is like 3 touchdowns already.
Does he?
2 or 3?
He had 1 for 8 this game.
Plus, he had that 2-point conversion against the Niners.
Oh wow, he has 2 touchdowns.
Cephas is nice.
Okay. All right. Well, this guy likes Cephas. I like Raymond.
No, I'm just saying. My point is Detroit's offense is
competent.
Is significantly better than people thought in the preseason.
Yeah. Oh, people thought they were the worst offense ever.
That's what I'm saying.
Of all time.
That's what I'm saying. So now that's why Swift is all of a sudden is Swift, Jamal are viable starting running backs, right? Like especially like Jamal in a flex, right?
Real quick here, Jared Goff. So he didn't have a touchdown pass this game. He has 5 this year. One of my big bets was 20.5 passing touchdowns. But he has 5. He just needed to average, 1.2 per game? That's a smash, son.
Looks like it.
Rob squared.
Fair.
Oh my God. I missed!